Hi guys, welcome back to Fresh Talk with me, your host, Jada Gyamfi, sponsored by Estella's Fresh Max. Today with me, for the third time, we have Ella Schmit from Women's Wrestling.
Thanks for having me, Jada.
You are so welcome. So this is our third time filming this intro. If you wanted to know, we've been having so many technical difficulties.
It's been cursed.
Yeah, it's been cursed.
To say
Life
the least.
difficulties. We've been trying 3 weeks to get this episode filmed, and now we're here, and it's like, I think the world is ending.
It's
seriously.
happening, though. It's happening.
We're going to get this episode filmed, I promise. So, Ella, introduce yourself. Tell us your major and your year in college.
So I'm Ella Schmit, and I am a business major, and then it's crazy to say it, but now I'm a senior. Sadly, I feel like yesterday I was a freshman.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we were just talking about this, but it's just insane how fast time flies.
It's crazy. There's no way it's been, we're going on 4 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I still remember moving into the dorms.
It's horrifying to think about what happens after college.
Yeah,
so.
no. I don't know what I want to do. Still to this day. For those of you who don't know, Ella, I don't know if you know this, but I'm in school to be a teacher.
Yes.
So that's, I guess, what I'm supposed to do when I'm done. But it's like, are we sure?
Like right away, though? Because there's so much to do.
Exactly.
There's a life to live.
Traveling, like, I don't know. What if I change my mind and I want to be like a pilot? Like
something completely else.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
It's crazy.
It can't be real.
Yeah, but here we are, 4 years later. This
Seniors.
is crazy. Seniors. Oh, God. We have to start ordering cap and gowns probably
that's
soon.
awful.
Oh, God. Okay. Anyways, okay, so like I mentioned, Ella is on our Women's Wrestling team, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So tell us what got you into wrestling.
So I've been surrounded by wrestling pretty much my whole life. Growing up, I was just a little baby, definitely not even one yet, and there's pictures of me in the little Iowa cheerleading outfits in Carver, and just surrounded by wrestling my whole life. My dad wrestled. His whole side of the family was big in wrestling. Don Bosco's where he's from, if anybody knows where that is. Anyways, but yeah, so that was kind of just my life growing up, and then one day my parents decided to throw my brother into it, and so I would always get dragged along to go to the practices, and my mom would be like, okay, this is the perfect time to do your homework, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I don't like doing my homework, one, and two, especially not in a hot, sweaty room.
Right.
So I kind of got irritated really quick, and I had to sit and watch all the fun happen in front of me. But the only thing that I would really pick up on is there were no girls, so it almost didn't seem like an option. Until one day I was also in gymnastics, and they have like these big ropes in a lot of wrestling rooms, and there was a big rope, and I was really good at climbing the rope. So after practice one day, I walked my little butt up to the rope, and I climbed it all the way, and all the coaches were just like watching, and I get down, and there was one specific coach, Coach Lloyd, shout out, and he was like, why are you not wrestling? And I was like, that's all I needed to hear. So go home. Long story short, it took a little bit of convincing, but eventually my parents let me give it a try, and I've never looked back. It's the best decision I've probably ever made. So,
So when you started, was there like a girls' team that you could wrestle for?
No. Like girls wrestling was unheard of when I started.
So did you start wrestling against like boys your age?
Yeah, I didn't start like fully wrestling girls, like only girls, until my junior year of high school.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
And so at that point, was it like a high school sanctioned sport? Like you could wrestle for your high school?
No. Well, so not for a girls team.
Okay.
Girls wrestling didn't get sanctioned until my last year. So I never actually wrestled in a sanctioned girls event in high school.
Wow.
Yeah. But I pushed for it. So pretty much my whole high school career, I was pushing for it, but never really getting to see any of the outcomes of it because I did graduate right before it became real. But, no, yeah, so boys literally my whole life, and that's like all I really knew. Yeah. And I enjoyed it. I loved it. It's tough and gritty, and that's kind of what made me fall in love with this sport. So
yeah. And when like what town are you from?
Bettendorf.
Oh, duh,
yes.
I knew that.
Yes.
They didn't know that. So that was for you guys. So were there other girls in your community that also wanted to wrestle?
Yeah, so there were 3 people that come to mind. Like 3 people in the entire Quad Cities that I knew, and 2 of them were sisters. So there were the Park sisters, Tatum Park, Cindy Park, and then Abigail Meyer, which she's younger. She's still in high school, so she was itty bitty when I was getting started. But as far as I know, I think Tatum was the first one. Maybe Cindy, me. We were all around the same time. But 3 people in literally an entire population of thousands. I don't know, however big the Quad Cities is. And, like, it was just unheard of. Like it was, you would never walk into a room and see another girl when I started. So yeah, I just got used to being the only one.
Yeah, that is crazy. So were there like, so I know from like my perspective when I started playing basketball, which obviously has grown to be a lot more popular, but was obviously a lot more popular when we were younger.
Yeah.
I know when I started, I faced a lot of judgment from like the guys in my grade. Like they never took me serious. They never thought I was actually any good. They just thought I was tall. So what was that like in the wrestling perspective?
Honestly, I kind of just ignored a lot of it. Like, I hear stories to this day from my parents about, opinions and things that would go on behind the scenes, but they did a really good job at, like, hiding that from me. Okay. So, like, as far as the gossip and all that went, I purposely was oblivious to it. But then, obviously, there were some things that would be, like, in my face, or someone would say something to me that obviously I can't ignore. But it never bothered me, ever. Like, if anything, it just kind of added fuel in my fire. I was used to it. I mean, I kind of expected it walking into a room with only guys, and especially at that age, they all have these big egos, and
Men.
God forbid you crush one of them. So no, but honestly, I didn't mind it. And I just I used it as motivation, and it got me here. And most of the people that gave me trouble along the way would have never made it this far.
Yeah,
so
period.
I came out on top.
Exactly. I love that. Okay, sorry, I have to reference my notes. Okay. We talked about some of the like judgment from others. Yeah. So what other challenges did you face? Obviously, you weren't getting a lot of eyes, you weren't getting any attention, and then you kind of had these like negative views coming from other people. What other challenges kind of occurred?
Honestly, like if we're talking as I was getting older, the challenge of not knowing what was going to happen next, because growing up I did women's wrestling in college was something that was not very big, like if even that. I don't really know how to word it, but it wasn't like necessarily something that I could bank on, which is very unique, because usually, growing up doing a sport, you dream to go to league or you dream to be a college athlete, and it's like I didn't even know if that was a possibility. So that was definitely a really big obstacle that I ran into. And then the other one was just opportunities. Like there was such a big lack of opportunities for me, and like it almost felt like I didn't how would I word this? I didn't necessarily, I was never really invited to things. I put myself in those positions and made myself uncomfortable to get to where I am today, but those opportunities never really, grabbed me, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I kind of had to force them for myself, and that was, one of the main reasons why I wanted to push sanctioning girls wrestling, is because if you get a girl or first year wrestling, like, and she has to go through all the things that I did growing up, like, I would quit if I were her. Like, it's not easy and it's awful. Like, it's hard, but, like, even after all that, it made me who I am today. So, I'm really not super upset about it, but it was just definitely a big lack of opportunities. And I talked about it before, but wrestling other girls I never had those opportunities either. So boys was the only option, really. Yeah.
So what does it feel like now? Because obviously you're a few years removed. And for those of you who don't know, girls high school wrestling in Iowa is a thing. Like they do it at my high school.
Yes.
And I can remember like moving in my freshman year, you always talk about like who's moving in, like, oh, okay, the football team's already here. The basketball teams obviously come at the same time. And I believe your freshman year was like the first real year of women's wrestling in college. So I remember we were all kind of like, we have women's wrestling. Like it was truly unheard of. It was basically like they had created a whole new sport. And so we were all super eager to like, because obviously wrestling is big in Iowa. Like, huge. If you know, like is.
You can't live here without running into a wrestler.
Exactly.
Like everywhere.
Even in high school, like it's big.
Yes.
So we were just like, this is going to be crazy. Yeah. So what is it like now that you're in college and you've established yourself in wrestling and seeing that kind of flutter back down through the younger ages?
I enjoy it so much, like being able to host meets where little girls come and watch us, and being able to be that figure and that leader and role model that I wish I had when I was younger. I just take a lot of pride in that, and I love the girls that do it with me. All my teammates, I think they're the best people to look up to, and I just enjoy being that image for the people that need it. And then also to kind of like prove everyone else like wrong, like all the haters along the way, like, look, here we are. Iowa is the only Big Ten school, Power Five, all of that. So that has women's wrestling. So it's insane. Yeah, right. It's so crazy, and like this is the best place for that to happen. Like it's Iowa.
Yeah.
Like no other college should be the first. Like it has to be us. Yeah. But there are a lot of smaller colleges, and they're really good too because the girls for all these past years, all the good girls have had to go to the smaller colleges because there were no bigger options. So I don't know. It's really cool to have such a big platform to be able to show the world women's wrestling, and I think it's been a great success so far.
Yeah. If any of you are not familiar with our women's wrestling program, you guys kick butt. Like, literally the best program in the nation.
Yeah.
Not even kidding. So if you don't know, you're late, you're behind. And I swear, every single time you guys compete, it's like, God dang it. Like, there's nothing, like, you take everything.
Yes.
You kick butt and you take names. And it's like, it's insane. And also, I think the way you guys handle yourself through all the adversity, like, social media is such a positive in one light, but it is also
very negative.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, it can be the worst thing for you in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I've experienced it firsthand, and I know you guys have too. And the way you guys continue to just shine. Like, I've luckily been able to meet and run into a lot of you guys, and like, so humble, all of you, like the kindest, bubbliest, like you're so bubbly all the time. Like, it's just like, you guys are just amazing. And it's so inspiring to think about, like, came from nothing.
Yeah.
And now you guys are just like, I swear, every time I see any of you guys on like Instagram or Twitter, it's like, yep, she literally kicked her butt. Like, it's like every time it's like just crown. I'm like, you guys are insane.
Yeah. I feel like the best thing that like ever happened to us is like finding each other because, we all had such unique journeys, and it like a lot of the time it felt like you couldn't really relate your sports journey to many people, and it's like you get 30 girls that have gone through the same thing as you, and it's like we're unstoppable over it together.
Yeah.
Like nobody's overcoming us. Like we are her.
Yeah, that is like, if there was one team that I wouldn't want to have to be in a dark
way
alley,
possible.
I'm like, I would not want to have to see you guys and like be on the outside of that.
I
like,
mean,
no.
Yeah.
If I ever got into trouble, I'd be like, hold on, you guys are my front line.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I'm taking.
Yeah, but I also feel like the humble piece, like, of it just comes from being that little girl in the room. Like, I could speak for majority of us. We always just kept our head down and got to work, and that's kind of like our motto. Like, for the team, it's for her. We do it for her, and not to kind of forget the bigger picture, Yeah. So just, I don't know. I love my team.
Yeah. And you all have that matching tattoo.
Yes,
right?
I have it on my arm.
Which I love.
Ignore it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, this was it last year or your freshman year?
It was, oh my gosh, I think it was the end of my freshman year.
Okay, yeah. So the wrestling team all got matching tattoos, right?
Yes.
That say for her. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so every day after practice we break it out for her. For her stands for past, future, and present girls. So the girls that paved the way for us. And it's not necessarily just wrestling. It's everything. Women in sports. It's crazy how far we've come. So any of the women that have paved the way for us, and for all of the girls that we're doing it with, my teammates, when I look to the side and I see them, it's for them. And then for all the little girls behind us that we want to set an example for and pave the way for. So it's just for her. Like, that's what we do it for.
Yeah.
That's our motivation.
Made me a little
right
bit
there.
emotional,
Yeah.
not going to lie. But I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I love that you guys all got that. It's just so sweet. And you can tell, like, first of all, a tattoo, like, that's a sentiment. Like, it really means something to you guys. So I love it.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I just, like, it's so fun to hear your story, too, because obviously I had Nanea in here for an episode a few months back. And, like you said, you guys, your stories are so different, yet they intertwine. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm hearing a completely different story, but you guys are, like, one and the same because you're teammates. But, sorry. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about recruiting. So I was the only Power 5 school that has women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And that was new our freshman year, correct?
Yes, it was. The program was established our freshman year. Okay. We didn't become official and able to compete under the Hawkeye logo until my sophomore year.
Okay, yes, because I remember this.
Yes.
And this was, because this was all the buzz,
Yeah.
So when you were getting recruited, how did that look for you?
So obviously I knew I wanted to come here, like, but at the same time, like, this is the place to be, and a lot of girls want to be here. So I knew that coming into it. Getting recruited, it was my senior year of high school. I actually was the first one to reach out to Coach Chun. I was like, I'm not missing this opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm hopping on that. And shortly after, you know, we had a phone call. She actually called me for the first time when I was in the shower, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, if I just miss this phone call and she never calls me again, like, I'm never going to forgive myself. But she called me back, so we're good. And yeah, I mean, we really just hit it off from there. Like, I knew Iowa was where I wanted to be. Kylie, my roommate, my freshman year roommate, and up to today, present, she got recruited and committed right before me. Mm-hmm. So it was Kylie, and then I called Coach Chun, and I was like, yeah, I'm in, like, let's do this. And then it was me, and then from there, it's just, like, our team kept getting more stacked, and it was just crazy. I can
legitimately remember seeing your guys' commitment posts.
It was very big for the wrestling community.
Yeah, because it was, like, everywhere. And I remember, I think I did stalk you on Instagram.
Probably.
Coming in because... you're from Bettendorf, and obviously, like, I'm from Iowa as well, so I was like, and I remember just, like, seeing pictures of you, like, double black eyes, like, your braids, and I was like, oh, shit, like, she is tough, and I was like, okay, let's go.
Yes, for sure, yeah, no, yeah, it was really big, and it was a huge mark in my career to just commit to Iowa. Like, I didn't even know if wrestling in college was going to be an option growing up, and now I'm wrestling for, like, the dream school that I live an hour away from, like, that I've been watching my entire life. So it was just a full circle moment for sure.
And so when your coach reached out to you, what was, like, that conversation like? Because it's hard to make a promise on something that you don't know. So was that, like, a gamble that you had to take, or what was that, like? I don't know. I feel like you were kind of agreeing to something and you had no idea where it was going to go.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But at the same time, I kind of trusted Coach Chun, and I knew that she had built and was still in the process of building a really good coaching staff. And I just kind of trusted the process, you know. It just felt right, and I'm so glad I did. That brought me here, but I did still keep my options open, of course. For a few days, and then I couldn't resist it, and I was like, all right, I'm committed, fine. Pull my arm. I trusted her from day one, and it's gotten me here, so I'm glad I did.
Yeah, you picked the right gamble, that is for sure. So to talk a little bit about the school side, because this is the hardest part for all athletes, and, like, also the most gut-wrenching conversation. Yeah. So I know we were talking a little bit before, like, chatting while they were setting up, just about how you guys literally don't stop. You are practicing all year round, and you compete all the time. Like, I swear every time we have a game, I'm like, oh yeah, we had a game, but look, they won another tournament. Like, seriously, you guys won everything. But so how is that demand of, like, school, competing, and then your social life as well?
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And I think that I'm honestly glad that I redshirted my freshman year, because it took a little bit to figure out how to balance all of that. And it's really easy to get off track. So I think kind of just the way that our team sees it is we're here for school first. So obviously we always put school ahead of anything else. We want to become academic weapons. So so that's what we do grind when it comes to school. And then at the same time, if we're not studying or, you know, at class, we're kind of expected to be in the wrestling room, and not even just expected, we want to be. That's where we get better, and that's, you know, where we push ourselves as people. So just finding a way to balance that, and then also, like you said, social life. But at the same time, it's really easy when you're on our team, because we're always social, like, we're always having a good time, so it kind of blends in really well. Yeah. And I feel like if you hang out around us at all, you would be able to see that. But I don't know. It takes a while for sure, and I don't think you can fully understand it unless you're in our shoes, and you have to see the things that we go through. Like, you know, you finish morning practice and you're sprinting to make it to class, and you haven't eaten lunch, and it's just like,
and your hair's wet, and you haven't stopped sweating.
You get there and you're like trying to but no, I think I like it. It's a hustle, it's a grind, but it's fun.
It makes it more interesting. Right? I always, you know, you have those days when you're like, man, like, imagine if I just didn't do anything. And then it's like, okay, but you only go to class for, like, 3 hours a day.
And what else do you do?
What do you do?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like I would never, like, the only reason I get good nights of sleep is because I work out so hard and have practice, and I'm exhausted. I'm like, what do you do with all that free time? Like, I don't have hobbies. No. I can't paint. I can't crochet. I can't sing. I'm like, I would just
No, yeah.
I don't know what I would do. I would waste away, but it's insane.
No, it is. It's crazy. And I'm like in the same boat as you. I feel like all athletes have those moments where you're like sitting in class and you just see everyone walk in and they look so put together.
Yeah,
and
like
they have their morning coffee and you're just like trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
You're like 1 second away from just having mental breakdown.
Literally. But like, you guys don't even know this, but before I just cried 3 times at practice and I had weightlifting and I dropped my bench. I'm like, you guys don't even know.
I just got my face smashed into a mat for an hour and no one has any idea. But no, yeah. I don't know. I don't regret being a student athlete at all. It's awesome. And like you said, like, I don't know what else I would do.
Yeah.
Like, that's my life.
I swear. And like, seasons get really tough, but on the outside, like right now I'm in my off season. Obviously you're still practicing, but like it's times like this when I'm like, man, all those hard times are really worth it. Cause like right now I'm like, I miss December, like the heat of the season, like all that excitement and conference is about to start. I'm like, it sucks in the moment for a little bit, but it's like at the same time it's so much fun.
It is.
Like nothing compares to it.
Yeah, and I feel like as I've like gone throughout my college career, I've kind of learned to enjoy the moment like that because like in the moment, oh my gosh, it can be miserable sometimes. Like I'm not going to lie. But like if you're really enjoying every part of it and you're not letting yourself, get ahead of what's happening, I don't know. I just enjoy finding ways to have fun with everything we do because it is so short. Like we're going on our last year, maybe. but it's like time flies and this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
It is.
So you just have to enjoy everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have fun.
It's so great. It's so much fun. I tell people all the time, I'm like, there's no better college than Iowa.
No,
like
it's
has
the best.
Everything you could ever need is here.
And it drives me crazy when people are like, oh, Iowa, like, what do you do? Like, go, like, chuck corn or whatever. I'm like, no, like, this is the place to be. You don't even understand.
I know. I try to tell people, I'm like, and even, like, my friends who go to school, like, obviously I'm from Des Moines, so my friends, like, go to school out of state or even go to school in Des Moines, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun. But I'm like, Iowa City is a different beast. Like, you have really no idea.
It
like,
really is.
Don't, like, a Saturday game at Kinnick, like, just a Saturday in the fall, it's like, not a lot of people can survive that. Like, the heat, standing, like, you're sweating, you're cheering. It's
a grind.
It's a grind. And you're coming from practice.
No,
like,
that's the thing. You're always coming
gosh.
And the coaches are talking. You're like, okay.
Yeah, you're
okay,
like,
the
kick
game
off
starts
in 2
soon.
hours.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I gotta shower, do my hair. God. And then it's like, do I even do makeup? That's like the first couple weekends, it's like, you want to have your whole fit done and your makeup. And then you get to like week 3 or 4 and you're like, I'm going to sweat it off anyways. Yes. And next thing you know, you're like in running shorts with your hair like off to the side. It's like, whatever.
It's an experience though, and it's so much fun.
It's so much fun. It's so worth it every single year. Okay, so we talked a little bit about you being a mentor for the younger girls and like how important that is for you. And I can relate to that too. Like, obviously I think women's wrestling has had so much growth. Like girls basketball has been around for a while, but I feel like women's sports in general is making such a big jump in like the past 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
And it's so cool and inspiring for me to see like little girls look up to me. But what is that like for you? Like, do you have any, like, I can remember like the first time anyone ever asked me for an autograph and I was like, me? Like, are you sure?
Yes.
So what was that like for you? And like, do you have a moment like that where you're like, wow, this is bigger than me?
Yeah, I feel like, oh my gosh, there's been a lot of moments, but one that like really sticks out to me was our first duel. Because, like everyone was like, who's going to show up? Like, do we really have that many fans? And people showed up. Yeah. Like, it was crazy. It was awesome. And at the end, we signed a lot of autographs. And I could not believe the amount of little girls that like looked up to us and like wanted our autographs. Like, okay, Kylie Welker, sure. Yeah. But then they came up to me and I was like, me? You want my autograph? And I think, it was definitely before that point, but that point kind of really like just put it in my brain that girls are watching like at all times. Like they really are, and we are their role models, and like it just like motivates us to be better people, and like I said, do it for her. Like whether we're on the mat or off of it, our coaches preach that, like just be a good person and just do your thing. Like be yourself and people will follow, so yeah.
This is like making me really emotional because it's just so cool to see.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, talk to me about competition.
Yes.
So what is like, I just want to hear about all of it. So like travel, your mindset, like what is it like to walk out and just like, I don't know, I feel like it's a different type of locked in.
Oh, it is for sure. Yeah. Okay. Do you want like a dual kind of tournament, or are we talking like individual tournament? Because it's a little different.
Okay. So
I feel like you would enjoy dual more.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Take me through dual.
So dual.
I'm so
all right.
excited.
So well, first off, the aspect of cutting weight and getting our weight down is a huge thing when getting ready for a tournament.
Yes.
So we really preach not cutting weight on our team. We manage our weight, so it's different. It's not unhealthy, and it's the best way to effectively lose weight, but also feel good when you get out on the mat, because there's no worse feeling than cutting a bunch of weight and getting out on the mat before your match even starts and you're already dead tired.
Yeah.
And it happens to the best of us, I'm not going to lie. But, no, yeah, so you got to get your weight in check. So that usually means for us, we do 1 or 2 workouts the day before. Usually it's a mat workout, and then we get on the treadmill or whatever we have to do at night. And then in the morning, sometimes we have to work out to get our weight down before we go into weigh-ins. And I love duels because it's like we're a team the whole time. Mm-hmm. So for dual weigh-ins, it's like your whole team goes up there, and they'll call out the different teams, and then everybody steps up on the scale. You get in weight order. So much fun. You get to chat with your little girls while you're in the weigh-in line. And then after that, it's like feast mode for like 30 minutes. And then pretty much you can, I mean, if you watched, our whole team just kind of flips the switch after that. It's game time. So that sounded a little bit, okay, never mind.
It's game time.
It's game time. But so yeah, we go through our warm up. And basically the whole point of the warm up is to kind of get everything out of you. I'm sure you guys do the same thing in basketball. And like, especially for the girls that, had a little bit of a weight descent, it's good to get that out of you. Sometimes your stomach gets a little upset. But yeah, so that just really gets us ready, gets us in the mindset. We do a lot of chatting afterwards, hyping each other up. And then, like, it's pretty much individual until, dual time, so it's whatever you have to do. For me, I love music, so I just put my headphones on. I don't really chat too much. I listen to my stuff and kind of get in the zone. But at the same time, like, you do have to find the balance of, being serious and being locked in, but having fun, like I said, enjoying the moments, because it flies. And so, duels. Say we're in Carver, we go out there, we sit down on the bench, the whole team. We start out with our little girl, Sterling. She's like literally this big. And then from there we just work up the ladder all the way to heavyweight. And for me, I warm up I'd say about 3 matches in. So it's just like, I love duels because it gets you going. Like, you don't have to warm up before you're already motivated, because you're watching your teammates out there like kill it, and like you're a team. Because wrestling is such an individual sport. So when you add the team aspect to it in a duel, like that gets me going. Like, that's my favorite thing. But yeah, warm up. I pace a lot. I get whatever I need to out of me. I got some crazy stuff playing in my ears. Like, I'm ready to go.
Do you go like hype music?
Yes. Yeah. I have to. Like, if I play slow music, I don't know. It doesn't match the vibe for me. Yeah. But I do know, like, everyone's different. Like, some people do, like, listen to country music or, like, that's not me, though. I'm rap.
Like, need to be, like...
Yeah, like...
I know. I've talked to, like... It's so funny how many, like, it varies. Because some people are like, 100%. I need to, like, listen to instrumental music only or I'll get too hyped up. And I'm like, hyped up?
No,
like,
it's serious. It's very intense. And you'll see it, like... Girls pace back and forth. Sometimes I pace too much. My coaches will yell at me because I'm just like ready to go. Like I want to get out there. But no, it's good. That like warming up's like one of my favorite parts, because it's just like you got your headphones on, you're unstoppable.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
like you're getting ready for a match. Like you're getting ready to go beat the crap out of somebody. So it's fun. But no, it's good. And then if we have a walkout song, if we're at Carver, we have walkout songs. So get ready, hear the crowd. I know you know what it sounds like. And you just go out there and have some fun, You shake hands, checking at the table. And from there, it's you hear your teammates on the side and your coaches and just get to work.
Yeah. I feel like, so when you are, like, actively wrestling, like, after you've checked in at the table, what, like, I don't know, like, when playing basketball, I feel like you have, like, just blinders on. Like, it's like, you are not seeing things the same way on the court as you do off the court. Is that what it feels like when you're wrestling? Like, is it just... Whew?
Yeah. I would say from the moment that I, like, step on the mat to go check in and get over there, I tunnel vision for sure. Yeah, and as soon as I'm talking to myself, telling myself good things when I go out there and shake hands, and then from there it's just like autopilot. Like, I don't even know. Like, it just happens. But it's crazy, and it's the best thing ever, so.
Can you, like... hear the crowd while you're wrestling?
It depends, really. I feel like when I get, like, if I'm really tired in a match, I do hear the crowd because I'm, like, looking for anything to get me going. But at the same time, like, I'll be pretty focused to the point where I can't even hear my coaches. Yeah. So it's, like, it differs, and it depends on the match. But I definitely hear the crowd when I want to hear the crowd, for sure.
Yeah, and it can be intense. Like, I remember, obviously it's a little different for me now in college, but, like, growing up all the time, my parents were, like, hecklers in the crowd, like trying to coach me all the things, and my mom would be like, did you hear me tell you to do? And I'm like, no, like I thought there was nobody here, like it's like it's so different, and it's amazing how your body can just be like, and you're just a completely different person.
There's like one person that I always hear, and it's my dad, because I grew up the same thing, he was always the loudest one, and he coached me growing up, so I hear him. It's really hard not to hear him, but pretty much it's anyone else. Event. Yeah, no, I listen to my coaches obviously, but like it's not like I can't like think back to a match and be like, oh yeah, the crowd was really loud here and here. Yeah. Like, no, you're just like, I was just wrestling. I don't know what's happening.
It's so cool.
It's such a good feeling. It really is. Something you can't find anywhere else. So.
No, I swear, like it's
crazy.
It's different.
You don't know until you're in that position.
And even like, I mean, it's different being on the floor obviously than in the stands, but it's like. Just being there, you're like, oh crap, but it's like you just get giddy.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's awesome.
Okay, so training day. So we kind of talked about your schedule beforehand. You said right now you'll do like 2 a day some days, 1 day, off day here and there. So what does it look like for you in season? What is like your typical training day?
Yeah, so we lift 3 times a week. So if it's a lifting day, we have lift at 7:45.
In the morning?
Yes, in the morning. Yep. And then from there, we go straight to practice. Practice is at 9:30. And that's pretty intense all the way up until 11:30 usually, roughly. I don't know. Hopefully I don't mess up the teamwork's times, get them in trouble. But yeah, I'd say we get out of the facility by 12. So we're there 7:45 to 12, lift, and then practice. And I'm not going to lie, it's a little brutal because like if you kill yourself at lift, like your legs are dead by the end of practice. Yeah. But it's good. It's a grind. And then everyone usually comes in at night too. So it's a lift practice, and then everyone goes to class, whatever, and then you come in at night, and you can either like get on the mat, get your cardio in, whatever you need to do. But at 3 workouts a day,
See, that's insanity to me.
Yeah, because we have a very high standard, so it's like, you know, any chance you get, you want to be in the room and working. So it's good though.
But I feel like having that support with you, like it's the same way with basketball. Like it's so much more fun when you go in with a teammate in comparison to like going in alone. Like no one likes going in alone.
For sure, yeah.
And you can get, obviously it's different. Like you can wrestle against each other, and like some of our girls, we don't wrestle each other, but like you play one-on-one or like whatever, and you get that kind of experience. So it's nice to have that support.
Yeah, it's great. And like the things that we go through are tough, and I'm sure you guys can relate to with basketball, any sport. And it's just like when you can look to the side and see your teammate doing it with you, it's just very motivating and keeps you going. So it's good. And I really do appreciate my teammates that are with me through all of it. So it's good. Yeah.
You guys have such a special bond.
I know.
If anyone, like you guys are just so fun. Like being around you guys, obviously like most people don't get to experience this, but just like I feel like we bump into you guys a lot, obviously being athletes, but you can tell that you guys are just like so genuine and so kind, and like literally like just so welcoming. Like every time we see you guys, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like everyone's really close and friends.
I think everyone on our team likes to make friends, so we're always willing.
You guys are very
besties.
Like,
and I feel like a good word like to put it is like I feel like we're very unapologetically ourselves. Yeah, like in the most loud and like obnoxious way, but also we're humble. If that makes any sense, like I don't know.
You're just fun.
Yeah, like like you'll know if we're there.
Oh
like, everyone knows when we're present, but at the same time, it's like we just are who we are, and we're not afraid to be ourselves.
Yeah, I love it. I have a couple fun personal questions. Okay. So like we talked about a little bit earlier, I had one of Ella's teammates in a couple months ago, and we recently got lunch, and she told me to bring up the topic of the dating scene as a female athlete in college, and just talk about that experience. And we kind of like briefly got into it about this earlier, and just like some similarities that we've experienced, because you know, there's a lot of things about college athletics that people do not talk about. One is like how hard it is to be a female and like trying to date in college.
Yeah. I mean, you want to start first? Come on.
Okay. So
you
like,
set the scene.
yeah, from my perspective, I feel like, oh my gosh. One, men are just difficult.
Yeah.
They're difficult. They're hard to deal with. And like the ego thing is
Huge.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
So like I've had a lot of experiences of like guys will be like, I could beat you one-on-one and like try to use that as like the opening statement. And I'm like,
yeah.
What makes you think that that is enticing to a female ever? Like,
I feel like, I don't know. For some reason, men in their brains, they think that saying that they're going to pin me or they could beat me in a match or in a one-on-one, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
You know, gives them an in, and honestly, it's just like a ticket to get straight out. Like.
Yeah, no, literally, it's like the complete opposite. I'm like, that is quite possibly the worst thing you could have
Why do you want to wrestle me? It's a little weird, first off.
And also, like, you want to lose.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. But, no, yeah, I definitely think it doesn't get talked about enough.
No.
And, like, the other element of, like, a man has to be, like, okay, like, we have big personalities. Like, we are accomplishing very great things. And it's, like, the amount of insecure men out there can't handle it.
No.
And I feel like it's a way of them coping. Like, they have to, like, show that they can one-up you.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It's like, I know you're insecure. You can just say it.
100%.
But, no, I feel like, yeah, I can't think like a man, like, for the life of me. Like, it genuinely shocks me some of the things that men have the audacity to say.
Yeah.
Especially in college athletics. But, yeah, no, I definitely get that side of it. For sure.
And I've had, like, problems, like, I feel like, and this can be, like, not even just with men, but, like, people who aren't athletes, like, not respecting, like, the time commitment.
No.
Like, 100%. When I, like, I can be flaky sometimes because you never can expect how your body's going to react on a day of anything, or like even the emotional toll of like a competition. So there's been times where like, oh, I'm supposed to go get dinner with a friend after a game, or like, this hasn't happened, but like go on a date. I don't do that literally ever. But like, I've had to cancel plans with like girlfriends or like guys before and been like, you know what? Like, I'm so tired. I really don't want to hang out. And like, that's when you can really tell the insecurity in people. It's like, okay, I know you're tired. Like you had class, but I had class, a game, saying hi to fans, saying hi to my family, and like, okay, 4 things, but like that's a whole entire day. Lot. And like just a game or a competition is like you experience every emotion that you experience in a year.
100%.
Like it's insane. And I'm like, you have to respect the commitment, because it's like, I don't have time to just pack up and go to Florida with you for spring break. Like I can't.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying completely. I don't know, like, I don't know where that side of people comes from,
Me either.
Because it's like, just give me the credit, you know? Yeah. But, I feel like surrounding yourself with people that give you that credit and understand that. And that's why I'm, like, best friends with all my teammates, because they get it.
Exactly.
They understand. It's like, you try to bring an insecure person into the picture, someone that's not, you know, getting after their goals and aspirations, and it looks a little different. But it's kind of where you figure out who's really there for you and who's not.
100%. And I feel like that's like the biggest difference from being an underclassman to an upperclassman. Is I feel like at first you want to bring everyone into your world and like show people what it's like, but it's hard to get people to understand. Like you can show it to them and you can talk and like give examples, but I feel like it's completely different.
I feel like that's why athletes like just like bond so well and like get along so well, especially female athletes, of course. But it's just like, we've said it over and over again, it's just something that you can't possibly imagine. Like a lifestyle you can't imagine unless you're in it. Like you will never completely understand until you're doing it, and you're going to class every day, and you're going and working out 3 times a day, and everything you do is being watched by younger girls or people on Facebook that want to troll. Like you're constantly being watched, constantly being just looked at and judged, and it's
all
a lifestyle.
The time. Yeah, literally all the time. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a couple more fun questions, and then I will stop holding you hostage so you can go about your day. Okay, this I asked Naya, and I thought it was such a fun question. So if you could wrestle any past or present athlete, who would it be and why? And it doesn't have to be a wrestler. It could be
what? Okay.
Brett Favre. What a random poll.
Wait, I don't know.
I'm old. I'm an old lady.
Okay, this is really, really random. It's kind of embarrassing. But back in, like, elementary, I used to watch Logan Paul. he was a wrestler at the time, and I feel like in my prime, like, I'd say, like, 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I definitely could have like taken him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 8th grade.
That's not what I was expecting.
No, yeah, it's a really random answer. I'm trying to get creative here, but I always used to grow up and they'd talk about wrestling. I'd be like, I bet I could beat him. So yeah, I'd like to wrestle him.
Logan Paul, if you're
Paul,
watching
if you
this, I'll host it. I'll do the commentating. I would say
so
everything wrong.
I just exposed myself so bad.
Okay, but honestly, I had an obsession with Jake Paul when I was
No,
younger.
I was a Jake Pauler, but like I kept tabs on Logan.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Like it was
Like
serious.
I could sing
It's everyday, bro.
At the Disney Channel flow 5 mil on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I feel like that's a canon event.
It is.
Like I think the song is still in my phone.
So funny.
Like I was obsessed. Okay. What is something that fans might not know about you outside of wrestling? Like something surprising.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This isn't that crazy, but my coach didn't even believe this about me. I hate movies. Like, I will not watch movies. You cannot get me to watch movies. I will watch documentaries literally until I can't keep my eyes open.
Okay.
And this is really random, but no one ever expects it to come from me because I don't know. I'm very like...
You give rom-com-y vibes. Like you'd love a rom-com.
Yeah, no.
Okay, you said that. We were talking about your self-tan and you said, I put it on and watched a documentary.
Yes.
And I was like...
Yes. I always
What?
watch documentaries.
And you said it so casually, like this is a normal thing
No,
to
it
just
is.
sit down and watch a documentary.
I don't know. I feel like I can, like, I have a hard time paying attention if
Mm-hmm.
it's not something I'm really invested in. So if it's, like, something real life, then I get in, like, murder documentaries.
Okay, love.
Anything about, like, famous people I like to watch. I recently binged the documentary about Osama bin Laden, the, like, terrorist.
Okay,
leader.
I've heard about that.
It's so good.
Was it really?
Oh my god, I tried to go to bed early one night, and then I watched one episode, and I had to watch all of them. I was up till, like, 2 a.m. because it was so good and, like, insane.
This is cracking me up.
Yeah, no, I get
You can
really...
tell she's passionate.
And, okay, listen, so I have an Oura Ring. And I woke up the next day. Okay, so I watched that documentary like late at night. I woke up the next day. It's like your heart rate was elevated last night, and I was like, what the heck? And I was like, oh my god, it was because I was stressed out watching the documentary.
Okay, now I really want to watch it because this is
so
like the
good.
4th person who's told me that it's like really good.
No, you would definitely like it, even if you don't like documentaries. It's very good and very interesting.
I love movies, but I like documentaries.
Yes.
But that is, she said,
Because I
put
can't
on
watch-
myself tan. I sat down and watched the documentary. I'm like,
Yes,
What?
girl. The
I love
ideal
it.
routine for me.
I love it. Okay, this is my last fun question.
Okay.
But so we talked about on competition, you like pump up music.
Yeah.
So give us like your go-to couple artists, and if there was like one song that you had to listen to, like they were like, okay, Ella, you have 3 minutes, you got to get on the mat.
Okay.
What's the song you're putting on?
Oh my gosh, dude, that's a loaded question. Okay, well, I like any female rap artist,
Period.
Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, whoever else. I really like the baby. Stop.
Random poll.
Stop. It's literally cool. Like the baby. I also like Drake. Drake's pretty good, but it has to be his upbeat songs. Anything upbeat. Okay, the first song that comes to mind that I like literally had an actual obsession with for a while, like during wrestling season this past year, was "Sticky" by Tyler the Creator.
That was our locker room song.
Dude, that was our locker room
Like,
song.
yeah.
We would blast it, and it. Oh my god, it got everybody pumped up. But like that's
It's
that's
so
like
good.
the vibe I need before
Yeah.
I go out. So that's a really good one. That's probably my answer.
That would be your
yeah.
one.
Yeah, but my music taste is all over the place. Anything
Same.
like upbeat, I'll listen.
Just
to.
happy vibes.
Yeah. Yeah,
I love
when
it.
I'm wrestling. Yes.
Okay, well, that's all I have for you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Yes,
sticking
thank
through.
you.
Guys, you have no idea what we've been through today. You have literally no idea, and Ella has been such a trooper. So thank you so
Yes,
much for
thank
dealing
you,
with
Jada.
us.
You did great.
Yeah, thank you. Yay!